Darty Long and a small group of animal lovers had spent the last 3 decades single-handedly transforming a 6-acre zoo in Chattanooga, Tennessee into a world-class boutique zoo, specializing in small species. Only now, they face their biggest challenge yet as they attempted to become a major player in red panda conservation. Their new Himalayan Passage exhibit would be the largest indoor red panda habitat in the country. But there was one very big problem. Chattanooga's population of red pandas was limited to a single male named Nagalia. In order to foster breeding, they now needed to get a female, which could only be done by stating your case to the Red Panda Species Survival Plan Committee, a prospect that in the world of conservation could be nearly as difficult as creating the exhibit itself.
You almost apply for red pandas, and we had to go say, hey, we're going to build this fabulous new exhibit, and if you could just get us a female, we can really take off with this program.
While Darty was following the procedure, the team, with the help of architects and engineers, were busily constructing a specialized indoor enclosure where the keepers would have total control to recreate the specific Himalayan climate necessary for breeding. First came a high-powered air conditioning system that would maintain a temperature no warmer than 70 degrees. Then, to simulate the seasonal monsoons, Rick incorporated a misting system in the habitat to ensure the red pandas remain comfortable. Next, the team faced an even bigger challenge of recreating the pandas' forest terrain. Here, a 2-story vertical wall of fabricated rock was created to allow the pair the ability to climb, rest, and forage for food throughout the day. Then, with a giant tree, limbs were extended to give the red pandas even more options, allowing them to venture closer to the public viewing area on the 2nd floor. All told, for red panda keeper Heather Best, it was an optimal environment for the species to flourish.
This new exhibit is going to be great for breeding because we are able to keep the temperature levels, being an indoor exhibit, exactly where they need to be to make the pandas comfortable with this thick fur. We also have lots of rock depressions and crevices, a great number of places that they can hide and feel secure here on this exhibit.
Now, it would only impress the committee. Throughout the zoo, tensions were high as Darty and the staff waited. Finally, in August of 2004, as construction was winding down, Darty got the news. The Species Survival Plan had accepted her proposal and had also found the perfect genetic match for Nagalia, a young female named Zoe. When and if the couple reproduced, their offspring would bring greater diversity to the gene pool, a critical element in saving the species. By August of 2004, the exhibit was complete, and as Rick busily made last-minute adjustments to the specialized climate systems, Heather Best moved in to prepare the exhibit for Nagalia and Zoe's first day.
This is enrichment for them, and I want them to come up and explore a lot of their exhibit. It keeps them active, gives them things to do. Plus, it's kind of like being in the wild, where they spend about 13 hours a day foraging and eating this bamboo. So this simulates that wild environment.
Soon, it's time to open the ship doors. Heather goes behind the scenes and pulls the cord. Finally, after 6 months of construction, Nagalia and Zoe have a home they can share. But both seem reluctant to cross the threshold, so Heather enters the habitat to lure them out using apple cubes. Since the species is relatively tame, keepers can stay in close contact with red pandas. Nagalia takes in some apples before immediately heading off to explore. Zoe, on the other hand, still quite young, remains uncertain about the new environment. It doesn't take long for Zoe to also begin exploring. With visitors arriving to see the zoo's new exhibit, the two red pandas forage through the habitat, revealing the unique behavior of the species. Red pandas can actually hold their food in one paw, thanks to an elongated bone that functions like a thumb. For Heather, Darty, Rick, and the others, displaying this behavior is a sure sign they are comfortable in their world-class exhibit.
When you design an exhibit and you find an animal moving all around and using all aspects of it, you feel like you've done a successful design. When the animal is active, you've done a successful design. And if you get babies, you've really done a successful design.
As for this ultimate sign of success, Natalia and Zoe's relationship is blossoming. And while it will take 2 winters before Zoe is sexually mature, their behavior gives Darty, Rick, and Heather confidence that it will be just a matter of time before red panda babies are running through the controlled environment. So until then, Darty, Rick, and the staff will have to be patient. Of course, that won't slow down Darty.
Very soon, we're going to be going back to that same committee, and this time we're going to tell them, hey, guess what? The new exhibit's working fabulously, and not only do we have this one pair, we're ready for a second breeding pair.